how are things going?
All right, to say, we've been on lockdown because obviously struggled to train and that. But I'm quite lucky. I've got my own gym, so I've just been able to train on my own. But I don't know. Hopefully, we start getting a little bit like we can start training people soon.
Yeah, because you're a little over a year now without fighting, right?
Yeah, well, I had a knee op, didn't I, as well?
Yeah.
So, well, what it was, before I'd fought on Bellator, I'd done my knee like 3 weeks before. So, they said it was, well, me physio who looks after me, he said it was my ACL. My ACL was gone. And I was like, oh, I can't have. Do you know what I mean? I was my Bellator debut. I was like, no, it hasn't. It hasn't gone. Do you know what I mean? So then I went through the fight thing and it was my ACL. He said meniscus and ACL. Because obviously there was that much flexion in my knee.
Yeah.
It was making it look like it was an ACL tear. So I fought with it. I won the fight, and then I got the scan. The scan was that the ACL and the MCL were damaged, but they had a Booker handle meniscus tear. But I fought and won the fight and got the contract then. So, but I carried on training and took another fight. Can't even remember the lad's name now.
Ryan Roddy.
Ryan Roddy, yeah. Took that fight. But my knee kept on locking because it was a Booker handle tear. It was just flapping about. Maybe me, I just wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And but I literally was getting to the point where I'd be rolling and I'd have to say stop, like 15 seconds, it'd lock, and then release, and then I'd go again. But obviously, it wasn't good for me knee that as well. It was obviously doing more damage. But that's why I had that little bit of time out as well, which I wasn't happy about. But at least I got that contract. I won that fight with my knee. I mean, knee was bad, but I didn't tell anyone. Obviously, my coach knew, Tom Blackledge, but I just fought with it. Like, to be honest, the performance I put in was good, but I felt like I could have done a lot better because my knee was in a bad way. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to finish, right? Rear naked choke there in the second round, so you got the job done.
I know, but I can't wait to show everyone the real me now, though. Do you know what I mean? Especially Bellator, because I was. If you watch me as I'm walking out, I'm actually limping. I even like round the whole venue, the when we were at the Birmingham like venue in the hotel and everything, I was limping all the time. And I'd see someone and I'd start walking normal. Do you know what I mean? Or I'd see my opponents, I'd be just trying to walk as normal as I could. But if my knee was like, it was fucked. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't really even walk in my fight.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
was
know what I
talking
mean?
to I had John McDessie. I was talking to John McDessie yesterday, and he just got his done. He tore everything, and but he's just like, I want to get back in there. I'm like, you just got the operation. It's funny how like these fighters have different mentalities than us. Like I'm not a fighter. I do some jujitsu, but by no means am I a fighter. If my knee hurts, there's no way I'm stepping in the octagon. Did you ever think like maybe I should just let it recover, go through the operation? Obviously, you were coming off a loss, going in and you're fighting in Bellator, one of the biggest promotions in the world. Did you ever think like, okay, you know what? I'm not ready. Let's get this done right. I'm gonna make my debut the right way, or was it just let's fight?
No, just let's fight. To be honest, I got told. I spoke to my manager. My manager said, "Don't worry, we'll just pull out the fight, and he'll speak to Jude, which is the matchmaker." He said, "Don't worry, we'll just get another date." And I was like, "No," because I weren't sure that it was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't take that chance. So, as I said, I'd already been out a year because EFC weren't giving me a fight. They weren't flying no one over. So, I was just itching to fight. I wasn't bothered. I knew the way I trained and everything, I was ready anyway. Because 3 weeks before the fight, I didn't do anything. I was laid up in the house. Do you know what I mean? Literally didn't do a thing. So, um, it was just, to be honest with me, coach and my teammates as well and everything. Everyone was so positive, so strong-minded. Tom's always like, it's just the type of people that gives you that strong mentality. So you gotta just fight. Do you know what I mean? And it proves it because I won the fight, so I was right to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And got that contract.
How do you feel? I mean, obviously you look at UFC and they're taking a different approach than Bellator altogether. Bellator went ahead and I mean we discussed a little bit before. You said you were supposed to fight in May. How do you feel, I guess, about two organizations, the two front runners, taking two different approaches? Bellator being like, let's wait it out. UFC being like, let's just put these fights on.
I don't know. It's hard to say because obviously Bellator look after the fighters, as you've heard, that they paid them when they pulled the show. But obviously, there's a little bit more to it. Obviously, what with us being UK lads, we'll be fighting over here, so the rules are a little bit different. But the Bellator, I think they're going to be doing July, so it's not far off. So they're not that far behind UFC. Obviously, they jumped the queue a little bit ahead, but I think the American shows are going to be going July. I think that's what they've said anyway. Then obviously we're going to follow them, the Bellator Euro. So they're not far behind. Obviously, UFC's people think obviously it's a lot bigger, but it's Bellator's catching up. Do you know what I mean? And I think it'll show in the next couple of months where they just bang shows week in, week out. I think myself, and and that's why I'm staying ready as much as I can because I think it'll be pretty soon.
And are you ready to go? Obviously, you just had like you said, a huge knee surgery, which puts a lot of people out for a long time. How ready are you?
We're always ready. My teammates and I, like Dwight Tom, coaches us. It's that meant that we don't have camps. I've said it before in interviews. We don't have camps. It's just we live and breathe it. I know a lot of people will say that, but we generally do. There's two different types of fighters. There's no such thing as a camp. I don't think anyway. Um, you're just always ready, and especially if you're addicted to it, you love it. You should be ready all the time. Obviously, weight and stuff and all. Obviously, it's been totally different with what's going on. Um, but if they rang me now, I'd fight tomorrow.
Can you like I'm in Canada and things here we shut down everything. You weren't allowed inside the house without getting fined for a long time. Um, Things are starting now to pick back up, but gyms here aren't open yet. A gym's open there for you?
No, no, I don't think they're going to be up until like July. I think they're doing. You can do like outside sessions. They just start doing like smaller group sessions, but it's it's hard to do anything at the minute, obviously. But I didn't run for 12 months. I don't know running because of my knee, so that's something I've been able to do recently. Um, and I've got my knee done as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'm um, I'm ready. I'm looking forward to a busy time back anyway once we get going.
Yeah, it's probably a good time overall to get that surgery done because the pandemic would have put you out anyway. So I think the timing of it couldn't have been better.
Well, I got it done in December, and I was asking Jude or Bellator to that I wanted to fight in Feb. Um, Obviously, I would have and all that, but feeling that how different the recovery's gone now. Obviously, it was best I didn't fight, but I was just ready to go straight away. I was just hungry to fight. I just had me in between that year of being out, I had me knee off. I had another baby as well, so it's been quite busy, like, but still been training, still been improving. I don't ever like just slack off just because even when I was injured and that, I was still training when my knee was fuck like, do you know what I mean? And so I'm always improving. I'm never like standing still. Never.
What are your thoughts? I'm sure you watch UFC events. I'm sure you watch a lot of MMA events. What are your thoughts on this weekend's card? And do you like? Is it? Are you excited for it?
I haven't. This is the one card I haven't actually looked at it recently because it's been that the cards have been that stacked recently. It's the one card I haven't really looked at. Who's main event on? Is it
Uh,
Nunez?
yeah, Felicia Spencer, Amanda Nunes is the main
Yeah,
event.
she's a beast, like, isn't she? I think she's just read something before saying she should be regarded a lot higher than what people think of her. By looking at the people she's fought and like Cyborg as well. She's a beast. Like she's so relaxed with her shots and so heavy handed. But she's a tough fighter there. Like
How obviously, I'm sure you watch the Gate Chief.
now, isn't it? The women have just gone like so much better recently. Like the standard's just gone so high with them.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think just a few years ago, Dana White was saying, "Oh, we'll never sign females," and now Amanda Nunes is probably, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, and female for sure, but one of the best of all time
Yeah, I
in
think she's
general.
still getting better as well. I don't think this is no one's really seen the best of her because every fight you see her, she just improves and gets better. That's why people still doubt her when she fights. She still thinks she's gonna get beat or like, then she doesn't. She dominates them and always finishes them basically as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, yeah, she's insane, unbelievable. Obviously, I'm sure you watched the Gaethje Tony Ferguson fight. I was extremely shocked by that fight as a whole. I had Gaethje winning it, but just the way he performed was extremely impressive. What was your thoughts on that fight?
Well, what I did notice, he said mentioned something about his coach as well, saying that they worked on. You can tell he's like he loves a scrap. He loves to like have a fight. You know what I mean? And that should remind you what got said, what like what my coach has said to me. He pulled me back from being like that scrapper and working on stuff. And if you watch the fight, something that simple what they worked on, it was just relaxing and in and out. So literally, instead of just walking forward and just like being a scrapper and getting that 50-50 fight. They just had them like that a little bit in and out a little bit more and making Ferguson think that a little bit more or making him miss. It was fatiguing him and stuff. But it was class fight like to watch.
Yeah, it was extremely impressive. What do you think it'll take? I think a lot of people when they think MMA, instantly they are like, I don't know what MMA is. But when you say UFC, everyone does. What do you think it'll take for like a Bellator or a ONE FC or Ryzen or one of these other promotions to really get the notoriety that UFC has? Because when you think best fighter in the world, everyone's mind automatically jumps to UFC, right? When you think best welterweight, no one's thinking Lima, everyone's thinking Usman. But I think Lima's probably better. What do you think it'll take before Bellator gets the kind of accolades that the UFC does?
It's hard to say because I think fighters in general don't think like that. I think that's just like the, the people who aren't as knowledgeable as we are, as yourself and everything. But I do believe Bellator are like right behind them and they're coming up big. Like even the amount of shows they'll do, like little things like that, and the even like the salaries they pay, everything like it's starting to catch up. Do you know what I mean? And they're always promising that they're going to be getting bigger and bigger every time. They're not just happy they're not happy to be second best, are they? I think that's what you need. Even like that one's the same. They're not happy being second string to UFC anymore. Like a lot of shows are happy to feed to UFC. These
Yeah,
aren't. They're not. They don't want to feed to them. They want to take the big stars. So I think that's how it'll start changing when they start signing fighters and keeping all of them instead of feeding them to the UFC, which is basically obviously people always say that they want to fight for the UFC, but I'm pretty happy where I am. Me, Bellator have looked after me, they gave me a good contract, and I'm happy so far. But so it's only begun to getting bigger, I think myself.
What's next for you? I know you mentioned you want to get back in there soon. Is there a name that comes to mind, or is it just I just want to get back in there?
I just want to get back in there. Like we don't really know the restrictions on what they're gonna do with like flying people over and stuff. And like my recent opponent was from Italy, but he trained in Dublin. And I knew the fight was going to be off straight away because Italy got locked down, and I thought, oh, well, I'm not going to be fighting them. Um, but I'll fight anyone. There's loads of local lads, well, not local, but a lot of lads that are lightweight division that are in Europe for me to fight. So they've got I've got a massive option. Got loads of names for me to fight. You know, we've got Chris Bungard, Alfie Davis. There's loads of lads. There's loads in my division. So I think I'm going to be quite lucky. I think I'll be able to get out. They have promised us as well that because we were matched obviously for 16th Wembley,
Yeah.
um, that we'll be first up. So just
Is
got to
the
stay.
is the dream that lightweight strap there for Bellator? Fighting a guy like Ben Henderson or
Definitely, I've looked at that fight like by Benson Henderson. I've looked like people who you've watched a little bit before I was professional and stuff, and I've always watched that. I love that fight. You know what I mean? There's Chandler as well. I always want them big fights. You know, I'm not getting any younger as well myself, but but I want to show what I can do. I know I can do it. They're the type of fights I want, though, definitely.
Obviously, being from England, I'm sure you watch a fair amount of football. Is there a team you support?
Yeah, Liverpool fan, mate.
You're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm Barcelona, so there's a little bit of a grudge there from last year.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
excited
but
for? Are you excited for the Premier League to start back up?
yeah, definitely, definitely. It's been a bit of hard, basically winning the title and really just getting stopped right in front of us. But as I say, everyone's in the same boat, and the whole world is. But
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time, anyway, isn't it?
yeah. The Premier League starts back, or the La Liga starts back up here in a little bit. So being a Barca fan, it's kind of nice to have that back. But we're kind of in a similar boat where we're ahead, we're winning the league, but it cut short, and now Real Madrid has a chance to catch us. So
Yeah.
it sucks at the same time.
See, they're back training now over here, so I think it's soon they're going to start. Obviously, there'll be no fans there or anything. But so the players are back training, so hopefully it won't be long now. Things are starting to all look a little bit more positive over here now, so I don't think it'll be too long now.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully things will. I mean, I know here anyway. Things are starting up. The gyms are opening up, like physical gyms, not contact or anything like that. No MMA gyms. So hopefully things will start normalizing here in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it is. I think they're going to just do like small group sessions. Obviously, I think I just don't know to be honest, but I think they'll start doing like you'd be able to do like a group of six, with contact. Obviously, that's how I think they'll start. But just fingers crossed, really. Just hope it goes back soon as because feels like your livelihood's just been taken away from you. Well, as I said before, everyone's in the same boat, so gotta just. But as we've been locked down, obviously, I've got said before, I've got two girls, two kids. It's been nice just spending time with them as well. So I'm ready to get back training now.
Is there any TV shows you've been watching to keep your mind occupied?
And you got two kids. I can't. I've got two kids. I don't even get a chance to. I've got a 2 year old and a 10 month old. So I don't. If I get any chance, I sleep. I just sleep.
Well, what shows do they watch? Are you watching any of their shows? Any Peppa Pig or anything like that?
She's loving Frozen too at the minute. It was my girl's third birthday, so she was 3 2 days ago. Um, so she's watched Frozen about 5 times already today. So that's all. That's what I'm watching at the minute anyway.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I guess Frozen's better than nothing at all and not being able to do anything. So I don't know. It's good that you've got some time where you can spend some time and then kind of refresh
Yeah,
before things start back up.
yeah, definitely. As I say, I'm a coach of a gym as well, so I've been busy like planning stuff for that as well. So I've got my own group of fighters who I coach. So I've been busy in that side of it as well, like prepping like classes and stuff, and looking forward to getting back teaching as well.
Are
So been
there
busy still.
Yeah, are there any fighters that really got you into the sport? Like I know when I fell in love with the sport with Rampage Jackson, just his personality and how loud he was and the way he fought. Really, was there any fighters that was really got you into it?
Yeah, well, that's one name, was it? Rampage. Rampage was that big name, wasn't he? Well, my coach was his coach, so my coach has inspired me to obviously Tom Blackledge. He's inspired me obviously with being a local fighter, and then knowing he was a coach on the tough, and he was Rampage's coach. So, but the GSP is another one. Do you know what I mean? But I always I always knew I was going to make it and stuff. So you know what I mean? So I've always set my sights on myself a little bit and always push me on myself forward that way. Not looked at anyone else too much.
You mentioned George. Obviously, I'm Canadian, so I have him ranked number one all time. Where does he fall on your list, and who's your best of all time?
GSP, I read this book like years ago when his book first come out. I read it straight away. And it surprised me in a way, but it was just that nice reading it as well. The way he said like he wasn't really a big lover of fighting and stuff, and basically obviously his ability pushed him to it and stuff. And it was just dead interesting that someone could go that far with like with a bit of a negative thought as well. Do you know what I mean? But so talented and so focused as well. But like obviously. knowing that he didn't really like fighting as much as people thought he did. So that was quite interesting, like. But dead interested in everything. He got even ways his training regime, everything was like his gymnastics side, just dead interesting all around, and all around nice fella as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you can get back in there. Hopefully your knees all good and won't be an issue
So
for your
it's all
next
good.
fights.
Better
And
than it was before.
perfect. So hopefully you can get back in there soon, and hopefully Bellator starts back up, especially over there in the UK, and hopefully you can get a
Definitely,
fight.
definitely. Nice talking to you.
All right, man. It was all the best.
You too, mate. See you soon.
Yeah.